Morning, Internet. It's a cloudy, rainy, somewhat gloomy morning here in Kuala Lumpur. And I'm on the road a little bit early today. It's just a little bit before 8 because I'm on my way over to the Pudu section of town and heading for something called ICC Pudu, which is I think it's a government service center. But on the ground floor, they also have a large food court. And when I get there, I'm going to meet two people that I met once before here. One you probably already know. If you watch the internet at all, you know that Doug from Planet Doug is all over the place with videos. He puts out a lot more videos than I do. He's traveled in Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia before. He's also a cyclist. His channel used to be known as the Cycling Canadian. The last time he was in Kuala Lumpur was, I think, 2019. Not sure about that, but you can look that up. And then he went to Thailand, or Myanmar, and then Thailand. And then the pandemic opened up and he was stranded in Thailand for almost 2 years. So I'm going to meet with him. And I'm going to meet with someone else I met here in Kuala Lumpur, who it turns out used to work for the same company I did, the U.S. Sports Academy. He taught in some of the academy courses in 2007, 8, and 9, I think, when they were teaching classes in Malaysia and Thailand. So he was watching my videos and recognized that we both worked for the same company. We had never met before. I didn't start working for the academy until 2008, and then it was in the United States. And he mentioned that he had watched some of my videos. And we ran into each other in the Starbucks at New Central. But before I go anywhere else, I have to stop and get lunch. Selamat pagi. Ada nasi lemak? Nasi lemak biasa? This is where I like to get my lunch. Sambal, kacang, timun, dan telur. Because it has some of the best nasi lemak I've ever had. It's nice and spicy. Okay, that nasi lemak there is a full meal. It's in this little bag, which I'm going to have to put in my backpack sooner or later. And it only costs 2 ringgit, which at the current exchange rate is less than 50 cents. So it's a real deal and it's excellent food. You know, nasi lemak, if you watch some of the videos of people that have been in Kuala Lumpur recently, nasi lemak is a big deal in some of these videos because it is sort of a national dish that Malaysia is very famous for. And it consists of rice with cooked in a certain way so that you have coconut and I think pandan leaves. Now, I wouldn't know a pandan leaf if it hit me in the head. You know, that sounds kind of stupid, but I don't even know what that is. But you have to cook the rice in a certain way or else it's not nasi lemak rice. Just plain old white rice will not do. It looks like white rice, but it isn't. And along with that, you have nasi lemak, you have peanuts, and you have a slice of cucumber, and usually half of a hard-boiled egg. Sometime if the vendor likes you, you'll get a whole hard-boiled egg.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. That's nasi lemak. Sometimes you'll find restaurants and places that sell it with chicken or some kind of side dish like beef or something like that. But nasi lemak by itself, what's in here is just those basic ingredients. And it's cheap. If you go to a restaurant to buy nasi lemak, you might end up paying a lot more than 2 ringgit, which I think it's kind of silly. But if you're going into a restaurant to get air conditioning and drinks and stuff like that, maybe it's worth it. I'm not 100% sure of where this place is. It is in the Pudu area that I've been to before, but I've never been to this particular building. Right now I'm in the middle of the Bukit Bintang intersection, which you might recognize from some other videos. This is the first place. Once I get past here, I'm going to be relying on Google Maps for the rest of the way. This is rush hour in Kuala Lumpur. My first navigational mistake of the day wasn't the fault of Google Apps or Google Maps. I crossed the street where I didn't have to, which means that I had to cross back at a point farther down the route. And crossing the street in downtown Kuala Lumpur during rush hour is not a fast process. I think the lights, the crossing lights, are extra long at this hour because there's just so much traffic. Sometimes they even have traffic police out trying to control things. So I'm probably running a little bit behind schedule, but we'll see by the time I actually get there. Well, I finally found it. I have been to Pudu, just not this part of Pudu. So these are places and businesses and roads that I have never seen before. So I'm a little bit late, so I should see my two companions should be here by now. Just have to find out where they are. Okay, breakfast is done. Like I said, I met with Doug from Planet Doug, and there should be a link to his channel in the notes below, or the description below this video. And Jamie, I think I described how I knew Jamie. Well, I met him the other day, and he used to work for the same company that I did, just at different times. I am heading off to Chiang Mai on Friday. Jamie is heading off to Borneo, I think tomorrow. And Doug is going to be here in Kuala Lumpur for another, well, I'm not sure how long. But anyway, right now I'm making my way back to the Bukit Bintang area, walking through Pudu. This is an area of town that I am not familiar with at all, and I don't really know why, because it's close enough to everything or everywhere else I've been. I don't know why I haven't made it over here. I think part of the reason is that it may not be as easy to get here from some of the places. It is a short walk, but crossing streets in Kuala Lumpur, like I'm sure I've mentioned a dozen times in other videos, is not always that easy to do. Well, I should have been using Google Maps right from the start. I knew the direction I had to go. But what I didn't know is there's no way to actually walk there. There's a lot of roads that go there, but none of them really have sidewalks. At least that I saw down there. So I'm taking a walkway over to the newly opened Lala Port, or Bukit Bintang city center, and I can cut through there and get onto Jalan Imbi. You know, as I'm up above the roads, I can now see where I probably could have crossed over and got onto a sidewalk. But none of that was obvious when you were down at ground level. And Google Maps kept rerouting. I'm not sure it knew where I was. You can see over on this side of the street, there is a sidewalk that looks like it would go up to Jalan Embi. I couldn't see that. I was over there on the other side of the street. And of course, there is no real way to cross the street down there. I'm going to go back down to where I was before I came up here, because I think I can cross the road just a little bit farther down. I can see a crosswalk down there now. I couldn't see it before. And I think if I get to the other side of that road, I'll be in an area that I can just easily walk back to my apartment without crossing major highways. But we'll see. Get me into a new part of town, and all I do is embarrass myself. As I see this crosswalk that I'm heading for, I realize it's the same crosswalk I used earlier today to get to the restaurant. I'm embarrassed. Mr. Master of KL, yes, I'm embarrassed. Crossing this part of the road is not that hard. It's crossing the other side that might be a little bit more difficult. Not as much. It must have been, when I was here earlier, it must have been because of the rush hour. Yes, I'm back to where I know where I am. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Check out Planet Doug's channel in the notes below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe by clicking my face over there on the left. That's it for today. I'll show myself out.